Hey, what's up? This is Hanaki, and welcome to my Ghetto Potemkin tutorial, in which I will tell you how to play an anime grappler and do it semi-competently. So the first thing about Potemkin is everyone knows this Potemkin Buster. You know, that's kind of his signature move, because he's a grappler, and everyone's like, oh, I hate throws, oh, I hate grapplers, etc., etc., etc. So, you know, Potemkin's a really polarizing dude. Because of this, he's kind of slow, but up close he's, like, godlike. So, the general kind of consensus here is Potemkin's not the strongest character in the game, and so you'll have to contend with that by picking him in Exerd. Zerd. I will call it Exerd. And if you want to play a slow dude who guesses a lot, this is kind of your man. So, pick Potemkin. So the first thing about Potemkin is I'm going to teach you how to play an anime grappler in any game, which is don't rely on command throw. Command throw is there not to hit, but to scare people into taking basic damage. Like, that did about as much damage as Potemkin Buster's basic bread and butter combo. Does about as much damage as Potemkin Buster, and it is 5 times safer. You don't put yourself at high risk by doing a single 5k or a single 2k, but you put yourself at huge risk for a huge combo if you do a Potemkin Buster and it whiffs. So your default should be using safe moves, because if you use safe moves, you have like not 10, but a large amount of opportunities in which to grab the opponent well after you do them. So like, you can do... bad. Like, I'm just slowing this down, but you can do like 2S, hammer break, Potemkin Buster at like any point in a or a block string, and you can throw them then. So you don't have to, like, you know, right away do a Potemkin Buster. You don't have to focus on landing that thing. You want to scare the other dude into submission, so he's like down blocking 100% of the time, and then you want a Potemkin Buster when you're sure they're going to be like silly about it. So I need to kind of impart that knowledge into people because they get all stir crazy trying to grab dudes because it's fun and it looks cool, but it is definitely not the right way to play an anime grappler because the risk reward heavily favors doing basic attacks over the actual grab. So now that I've gotten that long-winded explanation out of the way that's like 3 minutes long already, I'm going to teach you how to actually play Potemkin. So, the first thing you need to realize is you gotta get your ass in. I'm gonna go from long range to close range in terms of, like, explanations, because at close range you probably have a better clue of how to play the game. So if you're looking for, like, fast tips on how to get in, here's how you do it. You do hammer break. Hammer break's really easy, you know, moves you forward, you can stop it, absorb projectile, whatever. Pretty simple. But the most basic thing you should be doing is this, walking. You should walk or jump, and just don't do anything else. Don't go crazy. Don't do, that's ICPM, Intercontinental Potemkin Missile, I guess. Don't do that. It looks really easy to get in with, but it's super unsafe, and you'll get dead for it. So, walking forward, why walk forward, why jump forward over, like, all of his other options? Because it gives you the most opportunity to react to whatever they're doing to prevent you from getting in. And the other thing is, it's, like, just really safe. Like, it builds meter, and it gives you the most variety of options in which to counter their variety of options to counter you. So if you do hammer break, you're leaving yourself to the guy running up and doing, like, 2 slashing with a counter hit combo. But if you walk, you can just block it. So it kind of gives you an idea of, like how to safely do this. I apologize for that part. Next thing you should keep in mind when playing Potemkin is FDB. This is a really good move. It's actually buffed in this game. It's one of the few, like, really good buffs you got between reload in this game, because this game is mostly based off reload. I think the startup is better, and it reflects projectile sooner or something. And the recovery is way faster, I'm pretty sure. So this move just reflects all projectiles. In case you didn't know. Oops, I'm bad. Camera sickness. Okay, there you go. So, like, you use that shockwave to get in. And so with a shockwave, you can just like walk forward, you can hammer break in, you can just jump. And if they block it, you do a basic string. If they're actually like, don't want to use my hand here, they're like in this area, the training dummy area, when they're blocking the FDB missile, you can actually do heat extend and it's unblockable. They can't do anything unless they like instant block and then do air reversal out of it or something. So if they like jump at you, you also have a really good amount. You've limited their options a lot if they try and go over the FDB. So if they try and go over the FDB, you can just do jump air throw. Obviously, it's jump hard slash. Yeah. You do jump air throw. You can do like 2 hard slash if they're like instant air dashing and doing like low priority air move. You can 6P as they fall into you. You can just meet them with jumping punch. One thing I should take note is one good anti-air with Potemkin is you do jumping forward, punch, and hard slash at the same time. And if you're under them and you're not in air throw range, you'll do jumping punch, which is like really good low air to high air, or you'll air throw them, which is better. But if you don't air throw them, you'll just get jumping jab, which is like really good anyway. So just a random option tip in case you need it. So if they jump in you can also heat knuckle, or you can also heavenly, which functions the same way as heat. Heat is an unblockable air move and not a grab. So if they're in block stun, it just hits them and they just take it. Same thing with heavenly. So that's kind of like your general FDB counterplay stuff, which is basically just your anti-air game, but you get to set it up for free unless they just sit there, in which case you just walk in and then do whatever. So the other thing you gotta really pay attention to with Potemkin is whiff punching. His best whiff punishes are hard slash, slide head. I would say sweep is actually pretty good, but a lot of people might disagree with that. 2S into like hammer break. Anytime you do a normal at mid-range, you should hammer break it because it gives it frame advantage. Unless it's like 2P, I think. And basically the idea here is if you're like right around here, a lot of mid-range dudes will like try and run up and then hit you. Like that. That wasn't like great, but they'll try and do that. And so you kind of want to like just hit buttons to stuff them, but you want to do it in range. So that's kind of like how low to mid-range characters work. You generally have the range advantage over most characters with hard slash. Not all characters, but some. And if you get a counter hit hard slash, you can either do hammer fall, you should have a charge, or you can do slide head. That's a combo if it's on counter hit. So just keep an eye out for that, and if you see the counter hit, confirm immediately instead of hammer break. If you're like really curious like how you confirm that, you're already doing the hammer fall motion when you hit hard slash, so that's easy to get a counter hit. But if you want slide head, you have to like do, I don't want to say like half go forward, but you want to like have back primed and then go do a half circle forward into a slash instead of going into hammer fall if you see that in reaction. So his mid-range moves include 2P. This moves really fast, really high range. This is probably his best poke. Like here. 2 slash, which has slightly more range and lets you get in, and 5 hard slash, which is as demonstrated is like that. So sweep is also good, and then you can, if you're like really crazy, you can do like mega fist if you're expecting like some low projectile kind of stuff. And then the other thing you can do to get in is jump. So a lot of times people, if they're focusing on the ground game, you can use that opportunity to jump in. And Potemkin actually has pretty good air options, even though he doesn't have an air dash. Jumping D, double jump, and that's actually terrible. Don't listen to me on that one. Jumping slash is pretty good priority, and that's about it. So next thing we'll go over is patient movement. That's basically how you get in, just walk and stuff. But, I really need to emphasize that you should be very safe. And just don't take a lot of risks. Like, I know it sounds really crazy, like, you really want to, like, force your way in. If you see, like, a really clean opportunity, like, really work your way in. But if you don't worry about it too much. Just take your time. Potemkin has a lot of health. If you just block really well, you'll just walk a guy into a corner. And that's kind of like what your goal is with walking forward. It isn't so much like getting in for free as it is like slowly over the course of a match limiting their options to the point where like they're in the corner, right? And then what do? They have to like air dash out, where you can meet with the jumping punch / air throw option select, or like you can anti-air them if they land on you, or like if they're like here, it's like what are their options? They basically have to hit you, or they have to contend with Potemkin Buster, which is faster than like every normal move. So getting them in the corner like slowly is really good. And then Potemkin also has 6K combos. I'm not going to do them because they're really hard, and I will depress you by doing them and failing miserably. So off like random hits, Potemkin can like just get so much damage. You can get like 60 to 85% damage off like a lot of random hits with a Roman cancel, which is like absolutely insane, and one of the reasons Potemkin is even like decent. You can also hammerfall Roman cancel. This is like your most meter intensive way of getting in, besides ICPM YRC. ICPM YRC is like a Ghetto air dash. I'm not doing it right, but whatever. And then Hammerful YRC. So after Hammerful YRC, they're slowed down. I'm pretty sure they can jump anything. But you can just do Heat Knuckle. But you'll still have frenzy range, so just do like 5p or 2p or something. If you really need to. Like, if you do this, then that move is faster than like all their other moves. So, you know, you win the trade, no matter what, if they press a button or jump or whatever. And then you can also put Potemkin Buster. So the other thing is, I don't remember. Alright, so I'll go over the other YRC later. Those are your two of the three primary YRCs. The ICPM YRC, which gives you an air dash. This is also an okay YRC, Mega Fist. And then Hammerful YRC. Everything else is like a gimmick. Don't think about it too much. And then Slide Head. If you see them do something that's laggy, just punish it with Slide Head. Not the best move in the universe, but it gets you in for free, so who cares. Alright, so close range. I went over mid-range. Did I miss any mid-range stuff? No, I didn't. Okay, so I went over the mid-range a little with his pokes and stuff. That's basically playing mid-range, you just whip punish. Or you can still do the hammerfall stuff. So up close, Potemkin has one thing that I think is really invisible if you watch a lot of match videos, which is you'll notice when I do the Potemkin Buster here, the front of my fist is out, which is like the active frames of the Potemkin Buster. Oops. Right there. So you'll see the active frame with the Potemkin Buster, and then I'm yellow Roman canceling it. So if you like do Potemkin Buster YRC, you won't get the YRC because it'll hit. But the timing's pretty tight. It's like 2 frames, I think. But if you do Potemkin Buster YRC and it hits, you're not going to see the person who input the YRC display. But if you see a Potemkin do like a random YRC in a match video and you're like, what was going on? You might not have seen the active frame of the Potemkin Buster, and so he's canceling the Potemkin Buster for 25% meter so he doesn't get punished for free, which is really cool and really useful. So the last thing is anti-airs. I went over most of these with the FDB stuff. I was going to say, anything missing? Any anti-airs missing? Backdash, right. So you can also backdash Potemkin Buster, or backdash throw. Backdash throw has like 1 frame of vulnerability, but obviously the range is piss. So the person has to like jump into you for that to work. But you can backdash Potemkin Buster if they do something really laggy as well. You can also backdash YRC if you're like, oh crap, something bad's gonna happen. It actually isn't that good. But you can like cancel it early and then recover if like the second thing is about to hit you, because Potemkin's backdash has 1 frame of vulnerability, At least unless they changed it. So, you know, that's like super good. You can just use it kind of like as a dodge, basically, and then punish somebody. You know, if you might want to use 2P just in case they like jump or something. So after knockdown, let's do pressure stuff. After knockdown, you got like a bunch of options. You can safe jump after a sweep and a Potemkin buster, but the timing changes per character. That should have been a safe jump, but I landed on the other side. So, like, after Potemkin buster, your best bet is either hammer break in and then do something, or super jump slash. That was a safe jump. So if they do a reversal, unless it's, like, a really weird one, you'll hit them, or you'll dodge it. So, after that, you basically just want to just do basic stuff into hammer break. Or you can do if you need space, you can do like 2S, 6K hammer break. There we go. I was doing the wrong timing. Apologies if my execution's poor. I'm focusing on like reading the thing I wrote. And then, let's see. Oh yeah, so if someone's like really like playing like a scaredy cat, just let them run away from you. You'll corner them quickly and then play to that strength. And then the last thing is, I went over anti-airs, range, mid-range, blocking. Oh, so defense, right. So the last thing you should keep in mind is defense, and that is Potemkin's best defense is just blocking. He's a big dude. And you're going to have to learn how to block all this stuff, because you're going to block mix-ups that other characters do not have to worry about, because they're not Potemkin-sized. Means some attacks can hit you higher or from further away, etc., etc. Basically got a fat hitbox. So you need to learn to instant block, which gives you like 4% meter, 3% meter, one of those two. I think. I could be wrong. That gives you meter. And then also it reduces the blocks on attacks, so you can like instant block Potemkin Buster. Learn how to Blitz Shield, not Slashback. Blitz Shield is good if you know what you're doing. It's a pretty good defensive option. You got Dead Angle, which obviously I didn't do, but it's forward and 2 buttons and block stun. That's actually pretty good, especially if they've got a lot of projectile characters on the screen. This move sucks, but I'm going to mention it anyway. It's projectile invulnerable, so you can do, like, Trishula, YRC, and then do something while they're on you. Trishula, and then, like, I don't know. It's projectile invulnerable. You'll come up with a way to use it somehow. I believe in you. And then... oh, that's pretty much it. So, the other thing... oh, the other anti-air Heavenly Potemkin Buster, obviously. This would be like okay, but they nerfed it. This used to be fine in other games as a reversal, but now it trades all the time, so I don't recommend using it. Anytime you can use this, I almost say use a throw if you can help it, or something. And then Potemkin has a terrible instant kill. Hooray! Because it's a grab. But that's it. Just, you know, I'm not going to provide his combos or anything, but that's kind of like a decent primer of how to, like, play him. And that's it. Have a good one.